afternoon and good morning. Welcome to the start of a new week, which means the start of another show. Wake Up Call with Craig. It's an absolute pleasure to have your company, as it always is, on what has been some glorious weather here in the UK anyway. Kind of taking a bit of a dive today. Typical, no doubt. Someone will make a joke of that in a minute. You'll know what I mean in a moment. Anyway, are you well? Did you have a good weekend? What did you get up to? We want to know everything that you're going to be getting up to over the next couple of days, actually the next week. But of course, what we do want you to do is get social with us as well. We want you to get social throughout these shows that are coming up throughout today. So today is, it's the 7th of June, and we are going to be having a look at a launch. Yes, it's a launch. And then what we're also going to be doing is looking at Monday Makers, both of which is got the Fisher back in the building. She's in all day as well. So of course, launch day is going to be 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. And then for Monday Makers, that of course is 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. But as I said a moment ago, do you know something? It's someone and actually a team that feels like we've not been on together for ages. But he's back, he's by my side again. And Ben's back. Hi, Ben.
Hello, yeah, hashtag part-timer, as my wife calls me. I do come in, I was in on Saturday, I do come in now and again, just when I feel like it. Yes, and the weather, by the way, taken a bit of a turn, particularly up here in the northeast. Eagle-eyed viewers may well have seen already because he keeps doing this. Craig's got his shorts on. I'm blaming you for the reason the sun's gone in. I mean, if I was the sun and I saw those, I would go back and hide behind a cloud, to be honest with you.
Yes, typical, isn't it? Because obviously it's a studio, so it gets warm, and obviously over this last... Did I miss something there?
We can see your pins there, can't we?
Do you know what my legs look like? You know, one of those drumstick lollies? They're kind of like red on one side and then white on the other side.
I'm saying nothing.
Yes, very typical as it is. It's been absolute glorious weather as of late, and the one day I thought I'm going to put my black dress shorts on, started to rain. Typical.
Yep. Well, we certainly blame you for that, and it is definitely a look. We've got a great show coming up. As always, I'm here to go through all of your comments, so you can get in touch on Facebook, of course, and on YouTube as well. And really exciting over the course of this show, we've got a special guest to introduce you today as well. David Garbutt, our social media strategist, is going to be joining us on the show. New addition to the team here at Crafters Companion, and actually very much looking forward to chatting to him because, let's just say he does something a little bit crafty, but not quite how you would imagine. And we're going to be chatting to him all about that a little bit later on. And also going to be getting his tips on how to get the very best out of social media as well. So all of that to come a little bit later on. So hugely excited about that. And as Craig says, we've got loads of great shows coming up today as well, with brand new launches, of course, as well, haven't we?
We do indeed, and one that is super, super fun. And that's something about where you're going to do a little bit of construction. And this is all about our Build a Bouquet. So you'll be able to see here, this is what's coming up in launch day. So this is your Build a Bouquet. So this is your stamp and die set collection of 118 elements. Now, here in the UK, for everyone, is getting this. Here in the UK, you're going to be £42, or for you guys stateside, you're going to be $50. Now, you've got 4 individual sets, but as I can see here in total, 118 elements. That is including a waterproof ink pad that you can see on the top here. So you can of course do all your watering techniques when it comes to your aqua pens, your sparkle pens, etc, etc. But that is the main Build a Bouquet bundle stamp and die set. So this is what's coming up in launch day with Debbie and Ben. So that of course will be 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. But then what we're going to do is we're going to then move over into what will be also coming up in Monday Makers as well. So there's a little bit of a theme about construction and making, whether you're going to be building your own little bouquet, or what we've also got that you can see on your screen coming up right now. This is your Country Village Complete Collection Complete is the key element there. 85 elements in total. So here in the UK, you're $93.95, but for you guys stateside, $105.75. So this is where you're going to get everything in there. That is including your stencils, that's including your dies, and it's including your stamps as well. So you can literally make country village complete scenes. Think of the summertime, think of the winter time, think of Christmas times and the things that you can be doing when it comes to these ones here. But that is what Debbie's going to be focusing on in Monday Makers, but we will of course be looking at these in Wake Up Call. Then we have got the, now I can't say it as good as my colleague here at the side.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, let's go for it, Ben, you do it.
Your Monday mega deal.
Totally Tiffany store and go bag. So these ones here, 4-piece collection, you can see on the screen. We'll have a look at these as well in a moment. £28 here in the UK, $35 for you guys stateside. Now you've got over 20% off. Now when it comes to over 20% off, or the saving that you're getting within the previous items we showed you, every single one of you get those saving. Everyone. Of course, if you're in Club Inspire, depending on the tier, you're going to be paying even less than that. But when it comes to these ones here being your Monday mega deal, we will have a look at these in a little bit more detail later on. But you are getting the 4-piece collection within here. You already know the quality and the value that you're getting when it comes to Totally Tiffany here. But these are real sizable wallets or pockets, at least A4 or fit in letter size within these ones as well. So your cardstock, maybe your magnetic or your stamp sheets that you're able to store on, all these different things. It could be your dies, it could be your offcuts of paper. There really is so much that you can then be storing in them. Your little kits together, maybe you want to be keeping all of your pads together, maybe you've got punches together as well, and I seem to have 5 when you actually have, yeah, it's 4 that you get. We will check that one out just shortly there. But whether you're wanting to keep all different things together, including maybe like Hunky Dory, launch day on Wednesday, then you can be doing all these things when it comes to these here. So we'll be looking at these ones again at the end of, or towards the end of Wake Up Call. So that is £28 here in the UK, $35 for you guys stateside. That's of course for 4 of them that you're getting within that set. So here in the UK, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu for you guys across in Europe. That's a place that you want to go. Always remember, every single day it's really important that you take the opportunity to go ahead, have a look on our website and shop the show, shop ahead of the day, because it's always really busy. You would think sometimes when the sun's out, you know, I know, it's my fault, I know. When the sun's out, that a lot of people wouldn't be surfing the World Wide Web, but they are. So get across, have a look, certainly for a launch day as well. Get them into your baskets, get them checked out, and you know that they're on their way to you before Debbie and also the main man himself show you all about them.
Absolutely. There's loads. There's loads.
Oh.
Craig's just fallen over with excitement the other side of the studio. There's loads of chat coming in, loads of hellos already. Hi to Patty, who's watching from Michigan. You're right there, Craig. Just walks right in front of the
head
camera.
in shame in front of the camera. I've done a joke.
Janet says good morning from Pennsylvania. Julie's in. Charlotte's in from West Tennessee. And Jeffrey says good morning, Craig and Ben. Hot 5th day, 90 plus, that's 32 degrees and humid here in New Hampshire. Lots of chat as well about Craig's legs in the comments. Hashtag Craig's pins, I think, is the #1 trend on social media right now. But let's move away from that, just in case you are having your breakfast, and let's talk about the brand new Get It, Got It Good deal that we've got going. Yes, a brand new week, brand new launch. This is a phenomenal buy, right? You are going to get the Metallic Markers Complete Collection, which brings you your 6-piece antique set, your 6-piece rare minerals, and your 6-piece precious metals collection. These are phenomenal any day of the week, but the fact that you're getting the full collection for £20 or $20 is phenomenal. You're also going to get on top of that 50 bonus points as well. And of course, if you're a platinum member, £16 or $16, isn't it? Which really is an unbelievable buy. If you've been thinking about dipping your toe in the water as far as those are concerned, today is the day to do it. That Get It Got It good deal runs from today right through until the end of the week, or while stocks last. But I have a funny feeling that will be one of the deals that will be flying out of the door, as I say, particularly that you get those 50 bonus points as well. And seeing as this Get It Got It good deal is so super amazing, that is where we're going to start over the crafty side of the studio. You're going to be showing us these markers, Craig. Why do we love these so much?
We absolutely adore these ones, Ben, because these are metallic markers, but they're water-based. So if you already know the sort of things you can do with your aqua pens, you know, your sparkle pens, aqua tints, anything like that, you can do with these ones. Now, I've only got a selection of mine to hand. Now, these are pure metallic. There's lots and lots of different surfaces that you can be using them on. You've got a finer tip, and then you've also got a brush tip at one end as well. So if you want to do your slight fine points onto your cards or your projects, you absolutely can do. But then on the opposite side, having that brush marker effect that you can see here really is nice and flexible, and it gives you that brush action. Now, when it comes to these ones, as I said a moment ago, these are of course water-based, so you can start to drag out the colour when it comes to maybe your water brushes, even your clear sparkle overlay. You've got that metallic look, but you're getting that sparkle coming out with them. But then what you can also do is you can also stamp with them. So what we can then do is, I've got this little floral stamp that I've got here within my stash, and I'm going to take one of my stamping platforms. I'm just going to take the small one, and with these being metallic, we always say that you're going to get the best result, or you're going to get the best looking result on dark card.
Yeah.
So whether it's black or navy, you know, try craft card and that as well. That being said, please do not think you can't use them on white card, because you absolutely can. So let's take some white card to show you first. So you can see you can 100% use them on your white cardstock or any light cardstock. But the difference when it comes to your black card, this is when that metallic really shines out, just 110%. So we can go in here. I'm only going to do just a couple for you to see. And let's go into here. So you think of these big marker companies out there that get the metallic ones, and that is all that you can do, is literally write with them. And I'm not going to knock them, because I do have a few of them myself. However, with our ones, you can then go far and beyond when it comes to all the different effects that you can be doing, because you can be drawing these out with colour, with water, with lots of different techniques that you might want to do. So therefore, let's bring in our black card, and I'm going to bring in this little floral stamp. Now, what I'm away to do here, Ben, think of this when it comes to your build a bouquet later on.
Oh, okay.
That'll be really good to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the gold plate one, and then I'm going to go with the brush end. And what I'm going to do is quite simply brush over the top of it. So I'm kind of laying it at a bit of an angle. What I'll do is let's put a little bit of white underneath, just so you can see a bit more better what I'm doing. I'm literally going with a brush action over the top. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my black card, and then I'm going to stamp. And if I remove that out the way, look at that, you can see how you're getting that gold coming through.
Phenomenal, isn't it?
But then what I'm going to do is I'll create a little bit of a collage in a minute, but you can then either come in with your water brush straight on top and start to pull out the colour from the petals.
It's great that you're showing this, because there's quite a few comments that I've seen of people either not realising that these were water-based or not having used them like this previously. So I think this is a surprise for a few people, actually.
Yeah, they really are so versatile in the things that you could do. Just seeing if I had an even smaller brush. But because they are water-based, just dragging the colour out. Or then what you can then do is then you can come in and use them as we've done many a time, your glass mat, your craft mat. Then what you can go and do is come along and pick up the colour, and then also start to colour by going into the base. I'm taking a little bit of the excess colour off, and then I can go in and start to pull it out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going in to here, taking a little bit of the excess off, dragging it out. And what I would do is every time I would leave it just a moment or two, just to slightly dry out.
Yeah.
Then what I can go and do is build up the colour even more. So building it up, starting to get shade where we want shade to go.
I'm sat in your armchair, Craig, by the way, the other side of the studio, just getting ready for our interview a little bit later on with David.
Yeah.
This is a comfy. I've never got to sit here before.
Have you not?
You've got a comfy chair here.
I do.
How come I get the uncomfortable sofa every morning?
Well, you should start doing what Joe does.
Oh yeah.
Every single day, as soon as I leave that chair, he jumps in it, and he does the most of the show from my chair. And then as soon as we come to end the show, when I come back, he moves back.
Why have I never been told this?
Why have you never done that?
Why is that? Why have I never been told that, guys? They've gone silent. This is really comfy, this chair. I like this.
It is really comfy. But don't you tend to find that the single chairs are more comfier than like a settee or a couch?
Oh no. Well, my chair at home is comfy because I've got one of those the ones you pull the little button on the side and the. It's not called an old man recliner, Charlotte. How very dare you?
Is that with your pipe and slippers at the side of it?
Yeah, you just imagine me there, can't you? My chair at home is quite comfy, but I normally find I like to sit on the couch because you can laze out on the couch, can't you? You can spread out. You can't spread out on a chair like this.
Well,
this is comfy.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there because mine's is relatively new. Just got it just before Christmas.
Oh, I remember all the chat about that.
Oh yeah, we know. Yeah, Couchgate, wasn't it? Wasn't arriving. In case you didn't know the story.
Couchgate, this was.
Couchgate, absolutely. In case you don't know the story, and we've got David in the studio at the side of us watching, so I'll tell David the story as well. So I obviously waited for my new couch, and of course things took longer because of COVID and all that. Still wasn't coming. I politely called them out on it live on air on Crafters TV.
Politely called them out in front of the millions.
And the very next day, I got a text to say that my couch was coming in 3 days' time. Now, call it a coincidence. When I say called it, obviously we did do it in a jokey, funny way, but sheer coincidence that, the next day I got a text to say my couch was arriving.
Because you used that phrase, "Don't you know who I am?" That's the one that worked, wasn't it?
And everyone would be like, "No, I don't know who you are."
He's like, "Who?"
And then also, it would arrive, between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. on a Sunday. 8:05 in the morning, they turned up.
Wow.
So, coincidence, what, I don't know, but... So yeah, I do have a lovely, lovely, comfy corner couch.
I think that might be my first purchase once we've moved up here and we saved a bit of money, getting a nice big comfy couch.
Yeah.
One of those, what's yours, like an L-shaped one, yeah?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I want to get one of those, one of the massive ones you get the whole family on.
Well, that's what I know it's only me, but that's what I want, just a real big, comfy one.
Yeah.
So you can then just slouch into the corner of the couch.
Yeah. Yes.
Watch Friends for, the 90 millionth time. Sorry, I mean watch Crafters TV.
Then Friends.
Then Friends.
Then Home Alone.
Then Home Alone.
And then the wrestling.
And then the wrestling.
In that order.
In that one. You know me too well. Know me too well. But yeah, all that I'm doing here, Ben, is I'm colouring and stamping. Showed you a little bit of colouring that you can do into here. But then what you can then start to do is really, really easily start to create your backdrops that we can see here. But then still always think of different ways as well. So let's go in with, something. Let's go in with the gold nugget on this one. I'm going to go in with the brush. Because they're water-based as well, you can then still come along and do different techniques in the fact of, if I bring in my spritzing tool, give that a really good spritz with water, and then really splodge it out. And then what you'll soon see is you start to get, depending on the colour that you use, is very much like a marble sort of effect.
Yeah.
Now, so of course, at the moment you can just see it starting to dry here. You know, it does look completely black at first while it's wet, but then that marble effect starts to then come through within the metallic that you can see here. Works really, really well. But then even then, still think about doing them into your light cardstock. So you can absolutely do that when it comes to these ones here. Taking it up, and this is all because although it's metallic, these are water-based.
Yeah.
So then you can do what you would usually do with a metallic pen, but on this occasion do all your different techniques in that as well. So even then, you've done your background, come along, stamp onto that, emboss into that, bring in, if you want to, your gilding waxes, all these different things as well. But that's just a couple of the pens that are within that set that I've used here.
Yeah, and remember you've got your antique elements, your rare minerals and your precious metals. So 6 pens within each of those collections, so 18 in total. And that's the price, of course, for the Get It Got It good deal, which runs this week or while stocks last. Just £20 or $30. That is the correct price. If I said 20 earlier on, my bad, 20 or 30. But again, platinum members, that comes down to £16 or $24. And look at this down the bottom here, 50 bonus points as well. There's never been, I don't think, a better time to jump in and grab this full collection. And as I say, great that loads of you have just sort of tweeted and gone, oh, okay, didn't realise that these were water-based. JD just saying, good to know, I did not know that they were water-based. Linda says, I have the markers, but never use them as watercolour markers. And JD just saying, I like knowing that they're water-based because I can use them on my stamps safely now as well. And JD also saying, oh my gosh, I love these shows. I always learn a lot off Craig. Just very quickly before we move on, obviously you're using those on the stamps there, Craig. Annie's just asking, what is the best to use to clean the stamps?
Right, really good question. This is something we sometimes pick upon. Controversial to some people, Ben.
Yeah.
So a stamp like this, let's just bring in a little bit of scrap card. Stamp like this, I don't clean.
What?
I don't clean my stamps.
Controversial.
What I do,
Why not?
is I come along and I'll do second, third, fourth generation stamp on a bit of scrap card.
Yeah.
However, the more you do that with different stamps, different images, look at it by the end. If you think, oh, I'm going to bin that, sometimes it could look like a really nice background. So that's what I do. I don't actually clean them unless they are one of our big layering stamps. You know, we've done like in the past, like the bumblebees and that, where you've got the 3 stamps. Them I will clean. And when I do that, it's either a baby wipe. Now, I know obviously a lot of people are trying to use a lot less baby wipes nowadays because of the environment. In that case, just a microfiber cloth or a damp cloth with warm water. Let them dry on their own and they'll be absolutely fine. But when it comes to most of my stamps, my sentiments, everything like that, I don't actually clean. I just do second, third, fourth generation until the ink is completely wiped off.
There you go. Thank you for the question. And any more questions as well, feel free to get those in, whether you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, because that is what we are here for, of course, not only to show you all of the demonstrations, but to get those questions answered as well, because that's the brilliant thing about us here on Crafters TV, isn't it? Because you can watch us live, you can get all of the great products, you can see all of the demos, and if you've got any questions, you can get those answered along the way as well. So that's your Get It Got It good deal, worth getting your hands on at that price, particularly, and the fact that you get 50 bonus points, of course, as well. But we're hugely excited because coming up a little bit later on, 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 o'clock East Coast, we have got launch day, which you know means brand new product, and we might have just had a little sneaky peek of this at the HSN preview show on Saturday, which I know loads of you were watching, but if you haven't yet seen them, it's the Build a Bouquet stamp and die collection with 118 elements. You get a lot of bang for your buck here for £42 or $50. I absolutely think you're going to love these, and lots of people have been chatting actually about how they love that we bring in these collections with the stamps and dies together just to make the whole crafting experience so much easier. But Craig, talk us through this collection, the Build a Bouquet stamp and die set. Lots of kind of craftability with this one, isn't there?
So many, because within these, because you're getting the stamps and you're getting the dies. Now, something that I say quite a lot when it comes to these sorts of concepts, in the fact of, obviously use them together, that's the way they're intended to. However, if you are an avid crafter, of course you are. If you're an avid stamper and you like to do your layering, your techniques such as your pebby or drawn gum or maybe your masking sheets, you can start to use the stamps on their own and build them that way. But these are Build a Bouquet, and this is where you're stamping them out and colouring them in, and then you're die cutting them, or whichever combination way that you want to do that. Then what you start to do is you literally, as it says in the title, you build a bouquet.
Yeah.
Now within each individual set, so you can see we've got on this one here all of these different stamps. You've got the vase or the vase, you've got the leaves, you've got some of the bows, you've got some of the flower heads, as well as the sentiments. But when it comes to all these parts here, this is where, as I say, you're either stamping and die cutting or die cutting and stamping. When you've coloured them, they can look things like this. Of course, you can colour them any way you so wish, but you've got the matching dies to go with. So not only are you creating a flat bouquet, what you're doing is you're creating a dimensional one by using your foam pads or, of course, your glue gel. So that's one of them. Then, on the next one here, now remember, all four that I'm away to show you now are all four that you're getting within the bundle, as well as an ink pad. We'll go through that in a second. But same concept here, whereas you've got a vase as well as different flowers, completely different images and dies within each set. However, what you're going to see in a moment, you can absolutely mix and match if you want. So stamping them out and colouring them in, or of course doing your heat embossing. What about colouring them or even stamping with your metallic pens or your Get It Got It Good? You could be doing that as well. Maybe you want to keep them monochromatic and then literally only stamping them in black or any colour that you want and layering them up that way. What you can do as well is create your backgrounds, you know, if you want to use them in that way, so you're not actually using them in the bouquet form, you might want to use them as individual elements to start to decorate all your other cards as well. You can absolutely do that. Then you can then be making things such as these. So this is where really nice, simplistic card size-wise, and not much to it to the back, but by layering up all of the combinations, you can see we've got a little bit of height here, and that is the good thing. You can determine how high you want them. You might not want them high. In that case, all that you're going to do is glue them down with your tacky glue or your tape runner, anything like that. They don't have to be dimensional. For instance, this one isn't. It's all die cut, but they're all layered on flat. But then you've then got this one here. Now, Wendy Hood made this one here. What she's actually done has made a little banner, and then she's made a little pin badge.
Oh, that's really cool.
How smart is that?
I love that idea.
So little things like that.
Yeah.
Very simplistic card on the background. And when you do something like this, like Wendy's done, you don't need to do anything extravagant to the back. Simple mats and layers with a pattern background and creating that. And that's such a really good way and a really nice gift as well. That whole one, think about your penny slider cards, your spinner cards, all of these, you could be layering them up and creating your own styles in that way if you want to bring them into your card making. But then think of your scrapbook pages as well. And then, you know, simplistic card layouts, or bringing in all your different styles, your Z folds, you can do your K cards, your pop outs, doing all these different ones from your Ultimate Pro or your scoreboard. So that's what you're getting, as well as a waterproof ink pad. Now, can I just check, Johnny, it's Flagstone that you get, isn't it? So, I don't have the Flagstone, I've got Noir Black. Flagstone is slightly lighter than the Noir Black, so I'm still going to use what I've got. You'll have heard me and a few of us actually over time say a lot of the time we actually use a Flagstone because it's not as harsh as a black, but you still get a real depth to an outline. So what we can do here is I'm going to bring in Wishing You Well, and I'm going to bring in Just For You. And then also what I'm going to do is bringing in my watercolour cardstock, which if you got part of your Get It, Got It Good last week, when it's on its way to you, you know that you're going to have abundance of cardstock to be able to do all your different techniques. And what we can do is bringing in our stamping platform once again. What we're doing is we're going to stamp and then die cut our chosen elements. So what I'm going to do with this one is let's go in with this little vase there, and let's go in with, decisions, Ben.
So much to choose from.
So much. As if this wasn't enough, what I'm then going to do is I am
from the other bundle.
going to go for Just For You.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the vase that's from the Wishing You Well, and I'm going to bring in the Just For You, and I'm going to start to bring in a few of these. Do I want the rose head or no? I like that.
He's so indecisive today, isn't he?
I am.
Oh dear, the choice. What I love about this collection as well, though, is the fact that you've got the stamps of the group stems, haven't you? But then you've got single stems as well. So you have got the ability to become, your very own flower arranger.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just flower ranger.
Flower ranger, not a Power Ranger, a flower ranger.
You can become a Power Ranger as well.
You could, or we could be our own new flower ranger if you want.
Go, go, Flower Rangers!
Nah, sounds better saying Flower Ranger. Go and do that again, but say Flower Ranger.
Go, go, Flower Ranger!
Oh, that's what you said?
That's what I said. Do it again.
I'm sorry.
Go, go, Flower Ranger!
That's me being told.
Yeah.
That's what you said. I thought you said Power Ranger.
No, Flower Ranger. I've said it 3 times. I'm not doing it again. If you're not going to listen, Craig, I'm not doing it again. Thanks, guys in the gallery, by the way. Sticking up for me today. It doesn't normally happen. It's great to see you guys too. It's great to be back. You've not said hello to them yet.
I know, there's a reason.
Oh, boo!
I'm joking.
Boo, you!
We'll do it in a minute.
Okay.
I'm not ready yet.
He's not ready. He's not ready.
Yes, Charlotte, I've already taken the selfie.
Oh, I did my selfie on me. I did my first selfie today on my pad, and I forgot to put it up. Should I do it? Will you do your thing? I'll put it up now.
Yeah, you go and do that.
I'm gonna. Got to do a bit social media.
It's funny. It's like watching a granddad take a picture with an iPad.
I did. I'm trying to do more because for those of you who know, we've all got our own Facebook and Instagram pages.
Do we?
Yeah. Did you
I didn't know that. I'm never on mine.
Aren't you? Oh, you want to start getting on there, mate? You want to start getting on there. He's never.
I was being sarcastic, Charlotte.
Yeah. I was being sarcastic, Charlotte. So I do a lot of Facebook stuff, as my hundreds and thousands of fans, millions will know. But Instagram does not come naturally to me, so I'm trying to do a bit more. But I've started posting a lot more on there now. Because Craig, if you do with Insta, you can post on Insta, and it will cross-post to your Facebook page as well.
Yeah, I know. And I don't like.
You didn't know that?
I don't like doing that.
Oh.
No, because this is me personally.
Right.
Okay. This is just me personally.
Okay.
What's the point of having 2 separate pages if all you're going to do is post the same thing on both every single time? I want it a wee bit different. Maybe some of you are on my Instagram but don't do Facebook. I like to give you something that you're going to see on Insta and not on Facebook.
All right.
And then vice versa.
All right.
So I will sometimes post maybe like the same picture of us, but I will write something completely different. So that, I'm there for you, you're there for me. So I want to give you something different on both pages, not exactly the same. Right, Grandad.
Way to shoot me down there. I was just telling everyone about how I do that thing. So now I've got to do one for Instagram, one for Facebook, so people are getting.
What is the point?
Right.
What is the point of? Anyway.
Well, maybe I'll speak to our social media strategist in just a few moments' time, David, who's sat over there, and we'll find out why. Maybe I'm doing it the right way. He's shaking his head. I'm doing it the wrong way. All right, Craig. All right.
No.
Not even started chatting to David yet. I'm already going off him. I'm not really. Anyway,
dear.
you keep colouring. I'm going to put the post up.
I will do. It's practice. When I say it's practice, it's one of those things, isn't it? The more you do it, the quicker you get.
What's that with social media?
Going on social media.
But I think as well, I'm always behind, I think, on this anyway, but I seem to kind of get to, I'm fine with Facebook, but then Instagram seems to, just when I think I'm fine with it, they seem to add new things, or you do something new on there, like you'll do like the other day, you were doing a little video with some music on and stuff, and I just, whoosh.
Oh, I try not to do that too much on my when I say my work's Insta, my Craig Laird CC. I try not to put music too much. Every now and again, it's called for a little bit of music. But yeah,
and then you did like a boomerang the other day, didn't you? And you and Joe were jumping up from behind the counter.
That's right, yeah. Joe had done. Well, it was actually Jade who was taking her picture. She'd done that with Joe's phone. That was really quite smart.
Yeah, that
worked really well. Yeah. I have to say I do prefer Insta than Facebook, but I do more on Facebook because obviously there's more people on Facebook than Insta. But I just enjoy social media.
I'll have to spend some more time with you once I'm up here, and you can give me some social media lessons.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Me and David will get together. We'll have a social media masterclass, and you can teach this old granddad how to post properly.
And before you know it, you'll be a whiz at it. I missed that. Whatever was said in my ear, I missed that.
Charlotte said Ben will be sat in his old man chair, recliner.
With his pipe and slippers.
Oh dear. I can't now work out how to put this. Anyway,
I forgot I'm still meant to talk. I'm
you are meant to. Sorry, I was trying to put my photo up on Facebook, and I leave it now. I'm embarrassing myself in front of our social media guy. You're going to meet him in a minute, actually, in about 10 minutes' time. He's a new addition to the team. We're going to be chatting to him. I'm going to be asking you about how to do stuff on social media, but also we're going to be chatting to him about something which he does, which is crafty, but maybe not how you would think. That's coming up in around about 10 minutes time here on Wake Up Call. Of course, if you want to get in touch in the meantime, ask any questions, send any comments through, you're more than welcome. If you've just joined us, a very good morning, Monday morning again, start of another week. Get in touch on Facebook and on YouTube. We're just showing you the Build a Bouquet stamp and die collection, which is officially launching this afternoon on launch day at 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. And already, Johnny tells me, producer Johnny says, 10% of the launch day stock has gone. This tends to happen quite a lot, you see, because Craig gets these items on the show to give you a bit of a sneak peek. And lots of people tend to jump in early, Craig, don't they? They
do, yeah, and that's the whole point as well of Wake Up Call, is for me to come along and then I get to have a look, see what's coming up throughout the day, and I tend to pinpoint what I think are the best ones. I will be honest. Usually they're my favourite ones, that I tend to put on Wake Up Call.
Got to put your faves on your own show.
Well, exactly, yeah. And I will always pop a launch on, because sometimes it's the only chance I'll get for maybe a couple of weeks to have a play with whatever product's launching. So therefore, if I get them on Wake Up Call, it means one, I get to have a play, but then also two, it gives you a head start. Before the day comes, you're able to get it into your basket, checked out, and you know that it's yours. Because we've had a few lately, whereas even before the launch day shows come along, the quantity has looked a bit iffy because it's been so popular. So that's why we do it as well. Oh, we're all coughing here. That's why we tend to do it on Wake Up Call as well, so that we can all get a head start on you getting the products.
And this is a really lovely collection as well, isn't it? Because it gives you kind of all the aspects you need. And once again, I look at this and think, if we've got new crafters watching, new people thinking they want to get into card making, this is a great set, because the fact that I just love the fact that you've got the dies to cut out your stamped images. It's a bit of an all-rounder set, really, isn't it?
It is, because it's one of those, if you're like me and you like to do your fussy cut, and then by all means you absolutely can. You can start to do that. But thinking these as the way that they're intended, on a nice little card or a tag or a little memory book or something, you're creating your own bouquet. You're able to colour them whichever colours, whichever medium that you want. For instance, this one I used are aqua, and I've used aquamarine, I've used magenta, and I've also used amber. But you can do whatever colour, whatever shade that you want. But then what you can also do is then, as I was saying at the start, if you want to go really intense with the layering of the stamps on their own, you can do. Or if you are a beginner and you want to keep them really simple, then you can do that by stamping and die cutting, or die cutting and stamping. You've got that option as well. But then never underestimate the amount that you can do with the dies on their own, because they're going to give you silhouettes. They're then going to be giving you stencils. If you die cut some of these on a piece of cardstock, remove them, you're going to be left with the apertures. Use them to ink through, stencil through, spritz through. So think of all these different things as well, Ben. It just doesn't have to be the dies are working with the stamps.
Lots of love coming in for this collection. Just chatting about that, the Builder Bouquet, Jerry Johnson just saying, I was thinking about penny sliders also. What about making a magnet and attaching it to the front of the card? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Really good idea.
So many ways to expand your crafting, says Jerry. Terry Tom Anderson on Facebook says, I didn't know you were on Instagram, Ben. I'm following you now. Yes, that's 7 followers I've got now. I've bin following Craig for quite a while now. He knows the exact number of followers he got because he was quoting it earlier on.
Well, I don't.
Oh, don't be coy about it now.
No, I don't.
Now.
I don't on Instagram.
Oh, Facebook though.
Facebook I do, but that's only because Charlotte was searching for me because she didn't follow me.
What?
I know.
Oh.
Apparently she still doesn't.
That is brilliant. Oh, Charlotte. Are you following me, Charlotte? Oh, she's not following me
That
either.
would be funny if she said she was.
Yeah.
So she couldn't find me, so she got her phone. She was like, there. So we eventually found me, and that's why I spotted the amount of numbers of you lot that are following me.
How many is it?
Well, it's a lot, and which I'm really grateful for.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to go on about it.
Oh, okay.
Whether it's 7 like you, Ben, or
I've got more than 7. That was just a joke.
Whether it's
joke.
The lovely amount that I have.
Okay.
I appreciate any of them. This is what all do.
Oh, we do. I check at the end of each day and I always do a little whoop whoop when I get a new follower. Oh, so Terry, whoop whoop. Thank you. Yay.
You'll have loads more after this, Ben.
Hopefully.
Ben Moseby, CC, Instagram and Facebook.
Well, I was supposed to be chatting to David in a few moments' time, about his job here and about his craft, but I might just, ask him for loads of social media tips to get my Instagram followers up. I've got some questions written down here, but I might just do my own.
I seeing that you've said that now, Ben, I am going to take the opportunity then to say I am not that far off a very big number on Facebook.
10?
But actually, it's that times so many more, and I have got a whopper of a giveaway planned when I do reach that big number.
But it's funny you should talk about that actually, because Pamela just asked, is Craig going to do a Facebook Live soon? I think specifically about the new Hunky Dory stuff. I
may very well be tomorrow.
Whoa!
Usual time, 9:30 here in the UK.
Okay.
4:30 Eastern time, 1:30 Pacific time. Be live from my house where I will give you an in-depth preview of what's launching on Wednesday with Hunky Dory.
Make sure you book out about 5 hours if you're going to watch one of Craig's Facebook Lives. They do go.
I wouldn't go that far.
You get your value for money though. He's
3 hours maybe.
He's always like, I'll do 45 minutes, and then 3 hours later, he's still going.
How long would it be?
45. 3 hours. God.
Oh, brilliant.
I've done it before when he's done like a 9 p.m. here in the UK, and I've sort of flicked on at like 10 past. He's on, and then you sort of tune in like 9:45, 10 to 10. Oh, he's going. He's probably going to do another 5 minutes. And I did one when I was like scrolling through my feed, and it was like 5 to midnight, and he was still going strong. Oh dear.
It's
you
when
can't help yourself. You have so much fun though, don't you?
I do. I really, really do. And do you know what's really lovely as well? And I do say this on my live. Whether 5 people watch me or 50 people watch me, I would do it either way. It really don't mind. I just do it for the love of doing it.
Yeah.
But the amount of you that actually stay with me from the full lot, because we do crafting, but then what we also do is we just chat about random stuff, and it's just really, really fun, and that's why the time just flies, and then before you know it, it's midnight. I've been on for like 3 hours. 3 hours is the max that I've done. I try and aim for 90 minutes, but yeah, it doesn't always work.
Well, it just shows how much you enjoy what you do and how much everybody enjoys watching you as well.
So I need to get back onto doing them more on a regular occasion. I tend to do one a week, but just with the way shows and that have been lately, I haven't managed that. So was that one last week? And I'll do another one again this week, which will be hunky-dory.
Do you know what as well, just whilst we've been chatting, just watching you putting this bouquet together, doesn't it show how easy, once you've got the components all cut out and stamped and coloured, how easy it is to put something like this together? I mean, that is a phenomenal card. Anna's just asking as well, presumably these can all be cut with the Mini as well?
Absolutely, they can do. They can all be cut with the Gemini Mini. Or even the Go in that aspect. You can be doing that. And these are the ones that I stamped, colour and then cut out. And then I've brought in the ones that I'd already done before and just left it completely dry. And then built them up in whichever way that you want. Make them bolder, make them more smaller, make them more open. Lots of different ways that you can create your own little bouquet. And I've already created my own little bit of a card and done an easel card. And then there we go, that we've done really nice little bouquet card here in an easel form. And when it comes to the wash of the background on the watercolour card that I've done, for anyone that wants to know, I've used parakeet and grasshopper on watercolour card, just created a wash over the back. But then there we go, there's our little easel card that you can see here. So that is, I kind of combined two stamp sets together with these ones here, but all of that, including the ink pad, the waterproof ink pad, is what's coming up on launch day with Ben and Debbie. That, of course, is then going to be 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. It's launch day. It's our Build a Bouquet stamp and die set, 118 elements in total for all of you. £42 here in the UK, or $50 for you guys stateside. If you are across in Europe, then head across to your website where it will direct you to the right place. Isn't that right, Ben?
Absolutely. Lovely little demo and a lovely little sneaky peek there as to what will be coming up a little bit later on. As always, as we say, if you go to the show page, launch date, jump in, grab those goodies and take advantage of them, because we know it's going to be super busy on launch day a little bit later on. Lots of chat coming in about that collection. Lots of chat coming in about social media as well, with Val saying, I'm with you, Ben. I'm on Facebook, but not on Insta. Mind you, I am 70, so not into new tech. That's from Val in Southampton. Dawn says, I have enough problems with Facebook, not to mention having time for another platform. Morning, Craig and Ben, and all New Jersey watching and laughing. And Lorna Jane saying, I was already following Ben, and I agree, we need more pics of your crafty makes. Found Craig's now. I know it's different from Facebook posts. And Lil J Craft on Facebook says, woohoo, Craig of Facebook Live. I will charge up my phone. You might want to get one of those like battery packs as well, just to make sure that you can watch all of Craig's Facebook Lives. But yes, we are halfway through the show. And as we said, we've got a very special guest to introduce you to. And it's funny that we're chatting about social media because this morning we welcome David Garfoot, who is our social media strategist. He's basically responsible for leading all of Crafters Companions social channels, and he is here with us right now. David, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you on. And what have you been making so far about the chat between me and Craig as far as the social media? Who's right, who's wrong?
Well, unfortunately, I've got to side with Craig. So I'm really sorry about that, but he's absolutely nailing it.
Okay, and me, not so much.
A little bit of room for improvement, but you're getting there.
Okay, well, I'll have a chat with you maybe after the show. So you are our social media strategist.
Yes.
You've been with us now for about a month and a half?
Yeah.
What does your job entail?
So my main job is to lead all of the social channels here at Crafters Companion and make them the best experience we can for our users. So some really fun projects. Lots of exciting things to come and certainly coming up in that, but really getting hands-on to lead all of these channels.
Were you in social media previous to coming to work for us here at Crafters Companion?
Yes, definitely. So my experience is vastly in social media, both across Facebook, Instagram, and a variety of other platforms. A little bit on TikTok, for example, as well, which is quite an interesting one.
Wow, that is something I've never even looked at yet. That's the next thing. Is that the next thing on from Insta?
100%. And Instagram's got its reel functions now as well, which
it's got what?
Reels, Instagram Reels.
Yeah! Yeah. What are those?
So great point before, this is one of the new features on Instagram which has come out in the last year or so, and it's just like on TikTok, so you can make really short fun videos with your friends and colleagues to really show off what you do, what you're about. It's a great feature on there, so something we need to definitely have a conversation about.
How do you keep up with all of this though, David? Like, how do you keep up with all like the latest trends and what you're supposed to be posting on and what people are watching? It must be impossible almost.
Well, much like you guys with crafting, social media is my passion. So this is what I spend my days doing. So I've got my finger on the pulse in a variety of different areas, and just a lot of reading and following some key players in the industry who are world-class leaders in that sense. So a lot of research, a lot of dedicated time in researching in that sense. But just getting involved as well.
I can tell you're really passionate about what you do. It certainly comes across.
Thank you.
You were watching us here in the studio for sort of the first 45 minutes or so. The question I want to ask you, and I know everybody else will want to know, are you crafty?
A little bit, actually.
Right.
A little bit. I wouldn't say maybe to your level, but certainly I do like to do a little bit of something.
And this is what we were kind of alluding to at the start of the show. So you are crafty, but perhaps not to the point of what people are thinking. Where does your crafty kind of skills lie?
So I'm a very keen fly fisherman.
Okay.
That's my other passion in that sense. And what we actually do with that is produce and make some of the flies out of a variety of different feathers and materials. So
and this is you.
Things. This is me. Yeah. So this is.
What on earth is that? That is a big one.
This is a brown trout.
Right.
So I was lucky enough to go with my best friend down to Argentina. Argentina is one of probably the destination to go to fish for brown trout and sea trout at the moment.
Wow.
Because they grow really big.
But yeah, I mean, that is a big, I mean, I don't fish, but I can tell is that what you call a whopper?
Definitely a whopper.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I was very lucky at this point. I would say I was an accomplished fly tyer. But as with crafting, you get some people who are absolutely world class. One of my friends being one of those people.
Yeah.
So I worked with him to sort of put together the flies that we wanted for down there.
Okay.
And he very kindly gifted me a range like this.
Wow. And just as we look through these pictures here, you can talk through the flies that we're seeing, but do you have to make like specific flies for specific fish or specific locations? How does it all work and how do you make them?
100%. So the fly we were just looking at there with the orange legs, this is called pheasant tail nymph. So this is one of the most famous flies, to
this one here?
Yes, that one there. So this is one of the most famous flies to ever have been invented. And it was created by a British person called Mr. Sawyer, and it's developed from there. But as with most fishing patterns, when I find out about it, people talk about it and so on, right? So it spreads throughout the community. So now they're used all over the world. So this pheasant tail nymph was specific to Argentina because of its size and the rubber legs. So in Argentina, the fish are very gnarly, they're very ferocious, there's a lot of food down there. So the more enticing it is with the rubber legs, the more exciting it is for them, often is the way to catch some of the bigger ones, and that's what the tactics we use down there.
And how hard is it? I mean, I'm looking at that, right, and thinking, I mean, how hard is it to put these together? And what is this one, by the way?
This is called a zonka.
A what?
A zonka.
A zonka?
A zonka.
Who came up with that word?
I'm not sure, but it's definitely a British one.
That is brilliant, a zonka. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
And you'll see this fly used in the US quite a lot as well, which is quite exciting. But yeah, the zonka is the whole other end of the spectrum in terms of fly fishing. So this is very much an attractor pattern, so big, bright, and you want to really annoy these fish.
Yeah.
So they're going to get annoyed with you, and they're hopefully going to come in and bite. This is a sea trout, actually, we're just looking at now.
Yeah.
So this was my best fish of the trip. 22.5 pound.
Whoa! Is that the biggest one you've ever caught?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So that was the fishery record for that season on that particular water.
Did you need a bigger boat when you caught that one?
Definitely needed a bigger boat, a bigger net more like.
How long did it take you to, what do you call it, land it?
Yeah.
Producer Johnny's going, say land it, Ben, don't say pull it in. How long did it take to land it?
That one was about 20 minutes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%. And we use, quite light tackle as well, so they're only 11-foot rods, and in that sort of fish sizes, relevance, that's quite small.
Yeah.
So light tackle, big fish is really, really good. Really fun.
And so you talk about the size of like those traps, right? I mean, if you were to go, where do you go fishing around here, and what kind of size fish would you catch locally?
Quite a bit smaller than that.
Right.
There's still some fantastic waters around here. The UK is great for wild brown trout and wild sea trout fishing, but we don't have the same food source. We don't have the same coastline where they migrate to sea to feed, you know, so they don't grow as big, unfortunately. So if you were to get, say, a brown trout in excess of £3 over here, absolutely fantastic. A sea trout, if it's double figures, like say over £10, you know, that's something to write home about.
Yeah.
Out there, every single day of the week, they're catching fish of that size. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And just quickly as well, because a lot of people might be looking at those flies, and something that you said to me before the show, you know, a lot of people looking into what we do here might think, oh, you know, making cards and crafting that way is really difficult, and that's kind of a myth that we try and dispel. What about for people who want to get into fishing and fly fishing? How hard is it to make those flies?
100%. You know, it's the easiest thing to get into, and flies vary in difficulty, so it depends on what you're tying. The pheasant tail nymph is a fantastic place to start because it has, or you use very simple techniques to do it. So you're winding your feathers there, you know, you learn to tie on your thread and tie it off. So if somebody's looking to get started, 100% what I'd say is, you know, give it a go.
Yeah.
Just like with crafting, find a local club, find somebody who is a keen fly fisherman and take as much knowledge and get to know them as you can. But dead easy to get started.
Well, that's it. So I need to have a meeting with you about social media, meeting with you about getting into fishing.
Me too.
Beth to say on Facebook, fly tying is a craft. Lots of people chatting as well about the trouts we've seen the pictures of. And Linda saying, David is making this so exciting. I used to love to fish with my dad. You can pick up this enthusiasm. Absolutely you can. And lots of people as well chatting about social media. So Dawn saying, David is going to have to teach a social media class. If you've got any tips for anybody watching right now as far as social media is concerned, what can you share with our crafty community to kind of get the best out of social media?
Great question. You know, I spend my life on social media as one of my key passions. And what I'd really like to say in that sense is be kind. You know, we have a choice of what we say out there. And just remember that your words affect other people. And so being kind on social media is my number one thing that I'd like to see, and certainly that I try to do when I'm on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, kindness is the way forward.
It's such a great tip, isn't it, that? Because there's so much out there, and there are certain types of people out there who you always seem to like go out of their way not to be kind. But I think it's that whole thing of, if you see something that you don't particularly like or someone you don't particularly like, you don't have to comment, do you? You can scroll on by, right?
Of course, right? There's always something that you might like out there. So that's the way I think of it. If it's not for you, continue, find something else, you know, and really try and spread those positive vibes. That's what social media is about. That's why we all love it. And if we can create that community effect like that, it's a winner for me.
Absolutely. We need more pictures of pets and stuff like that, and flowers and cards and big
fly fishing,
zonkers, and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's such a great and important message to push as well. Positivity on social media, and actually being kind. And that's one thing that we're going to be looking at again this coming Wednesday here on Wake Up Call with our random crafts of kindness. So we want your stories, please. At any time that you've used your crafty skills to put a smile on somebody's face, whether it may be someone that you know, whether it be somebody perhaps that, you know, someone you don't know, a complete stranger. We've had stories before where, you know, schools have got together and made cards for people in old folks' homes. Whatever it might be, however you've used your crafty skills to put a smile on somebody's face, we want to know the details just there for you on the screen, to send in your pictures, please, and your comments, and we will read those all out and show all of your pictures as well on Wednesday's Wake Up Call. Well, David, it has been an absolute joy chatting to you. I kind of feel like I could chat for another half hour, but Craig will want his show back. But I've no doubt that you'll be back very soon, because we've got people here chatting about your fishing, and also talking about social media as well. So we'll definitely have to get you on. And just to embarrass you before you go, Anne says, where have you been hiding this cutie pie? So obviously with our crafty community as well. Have you enjoyed chatting to us?
I've absolutely loved it. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to coming back. Thank you.
Top stuff. David, thank you so much. Wasn't he brilliant? Absolutely loved that. I never really thought about giving fishing a go, but after having a chat with David, I think I might just be joining you out on your boat the next time you go, making some zonkers. Right, we need to get back to Craig with some more demos in just a few moments' time, but before that, here is some information for you. had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
And that's how you become Club Inspire. Right, what we are now going to do is we're going to be having a look at Monday Makers. So Monday Makers is going to be with Debbie and Ben, and we're going down the country village scene. However, what you're able to do is you can actually go down the summer theme, the autumn theme, spring theme, winter theme even, go down Christmas if you want. But this is all about the country village, complete collection, 85 elements in total, including the stencils, including the dies, and including the stamps as well. £93.95 here in the UK, $105.75 for you guys stateside. This is where everyone gets that saving at the bottom of the screen, but as Sarah just said there a moment ago, with the Club Inspire, then you will be paying even less than that, depending on the tier that you are in. And these enable you to make these super, super cute scenes. Now you can obviously colour coordinate them and you can make them all mixing and matching together. But then what you can do is you can do smaller scenes, you can make bigger scenes in villages. Maybe you know someone, your dad, your granddad, could be your mum, your gran, that loves the railway trains and you want to create their own little outline of the towns and that to go with them, then you can do. But then you might want to create your own little village scene or your own little scene for a wedding table, anniversary table, colour coordinate it with the wedding dress, the bridesmaid dresses, anything along those lines. You can absolutely do that as well. And what's so good about these ones here is we could have come along now with the Gemini Pro, which if, well, I'm just saying no more about that one there later on today. If you do have the Gemini Pro, we could have come along with big dies for them ones there. But one, many of you wouldn't be able to use them if maybe you've not got the Pro, not interested in the Pro. Or what it also means as well is you're going to need huge big bits of cardstock, and of course the price of the dies will be quite a lot. So therefore what we've done is we've done all of the main workings of these in stencils. So all you need to do is create your own ones by drawing around them. And you can, of course, if you do have the large Gemini or even the Pro in some cases, what you can do is actually run them through by embossing. So with your embossing mat, the imprint of the stencil goes onto your cardstock. You can cut them out that way. Now within this one here, what we are going to do is we're going to have a look at the Manor house for this one, Ben. And there's two ways that you can be creating this one. And you can be using it onto large cardstock. You see how it's quite a sizable stencil?
Yeah.
Or what you can do is, if you don't have large cardstock, please don't think you can't use them. All that you can do is do each one separate and then just join them. Now, a lot of them are all going to fit within your A4 letter size cardstock, but the odd one, like this one, you will need your large cardstock. And what I'm also going to do, so that you can see these ones, I'm going to use a pen, actually one of our fine liners, but you would do it with a pencil, and then you can rub it out. However, you can then easily fold them, Ben. So if you do get any pen marks or pencil marks, fold them so those marks are on the inside.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see them. So what I'm doing with this one here is I'm going to line my stencil up into this edge bit here, simply to make this bit a little bit easier for me. So we've got this lined up, and then I'm going to go around, all the way around with my pen, and I'm going to go around the outside first of all. And then what you'll see is there's little indents all the way around as well. You're still going to put a little mark into them, but what they're going to enable you to do is create your score lines.
Oh, okay.
So I've gone all the way around. So what I'm now going to go in is into here. We're going to go inwards. What this does now is once I remove it, this is then going to let me see. Once I've cut it out, like I'm away to do, this is what I need to score. So taking our scissors, and if you've got an electronic die cutting machine, you know, like a Cameo, Silhouette, Brother Scannings, Cut, anything like that, you can scan these ones in.
Yes.
And then let the machine do the cutting for you. So we're going to go in, and I'm just going to cut all the way around these.
Yeah, I suppose it also depends what your preference is, because a lot of people just like to do it the way you're doing it, with the good old-fashioned scissors.
They do.
Lovely comments coming in about our David, by the way. Thank you for all of those. I'm sure he will read those on social media, because no doubt he'll be seeing what's what.
Wow.
JD just saying these shows are the best way to wake up at 4 a.m. in the US. Love it. And Rosalind Russell just saying on Facebook, I'm glad that they brought back these country village collections. Time to go and get started on the Christmas village. That's another great thing to use these for. And Christmas crafting, I guess, if it's not started, it will start very soon, won't it, Craig? A lot of people start in June, July time, don't they?
That's right, yeah. So it's June time that it starts.
Yeah.
We at Crafters Companion, we start just slightly later, but we like to build up the suspense when it comes to all of the products. But yeah, as a whole, here in the UK, we start in June. You guys stateside, primarily on, like HSN and that, I want to say you're about maybe July, August.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, yep, Christmas has, well and truly round the corner, that's for sure.
Yeah, I just think these would look great. If, like you mentioned it earlier on, I think about using these for people like have the model train set.
Yeah.
But if you've got like your little train set that goes around your Christmas tree, these would look nice, wouldn't they? Interspersed. With little tea lights in there as well. Maybe if you can incorporate that. Rosalind also just asking, what is the best GSM for stability when making these buildings?
So if you're going to be doing it straight onto a plain cardstock, I've always used a white smooth stamping card. And if I am decorating them with, say, pattern paper, anything like that, I will tend to use white smooth stamping card and decorate them with the pattern paper on top. So that's the way that I like to do it. Of course, if you're going to create your own design with the stamps that you get, then once again, white smooth stamping card is going to be your best friend. So this is where your cardstock really is one of those that it's an all-rounder, because we use it for our stamping, but we use it for our card blanks, our die cutting, and even when it comes to models such as these. So this is, where did I score that one? Yes, I did. What I've done is I followed all these lines along, Ben, with my scoreboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them so that we get a nice creased edge. And I'm doing it so that my pen mark is going to be on the inside, so you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
So we're going to fold this one in to here. we're going to fold each of these bits over on themselves. So what I need to do as well is just take a little nick out the top there, only so that where the two tabs meet together, and then we can do this one as well. So if you're going to do this bit separate, as in your two separate ones, what you will do is you'd come along and take, do you know what? I did think for a minute, I thought, why did it take that cardstock if this hasn't fit originally? It's because the one that I've prepped is actually smaller. I wondered, I thought, why did
you know what, I was watching you thinking, he seems to be sort of second guessing himself a little bit here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to comment, but yeah.
Oh no, feel free to always comment. Yeah, I'm thinking, I've had it all, so that's clearly not the Manor house that I'm using. I've got my other ones here, Ben. Let me have a look and see. So it's not Cosy Cottage, because that's got a point. It's not Townhouse. Thatched Cottage.
Oh, is it the Moseby Mansion you got there?
Ah, it's the Thatched
the thatched.
Cottage. That must be it. Because I thought, I always like to show you the way that they're intended. So I'm like, why did I bring out a stencil and A4 bit of cardstock? That's why. Because I brought out the wrong one.
I did sort of notice that sort of confused
There you
tone
go.
in your voice. Here we go.
There you
He's
go.
back on track now. He knows what he's doing.
It's the size. So you would do nothing different.
Right.
Cardstock, A4, letter size, letterpress size, whatever. You would draw around, do exactly what I've done. Same with all these end parts here. So then what you can then do is score them and fold them over. So we can score and fold all these score lines here.
Lots of people chatting about Christmas in the US. Yes, Christmas in July, definitely big from what I'm picking up here. Dawn Braddock on Facebook saying Christmas in July is big here in the US. And Dawn also asking, what's the difference between stamping cardstock and normal cardstock?
As in like normal white cardstock?
Regular cardstock.
So your stamping cardstock, it's all to do with the fibres within the cardstock. It's so smooth. Your stamping card, that gives you a smooth platform for you to then stamp onto. Normal cardstock, white cardstock, is the fibres are more rough.
Okay.
And what that'll just make it is your cardstock. You can feel the difference between white, smooth stamping card, which is really smooth to run your hand over, or obviously a white cardstock. It's got a bit more of a, it's not obviously coarse, rough, but you know, you can still feel the fibres from on top of the cardstock.
Got ya.
So that's the difference. It's all in the title of white, smooth stamping card.
Gotcha.
That is that one.
And just saying on Facebook, I have the Cosy Cottage one because Jan made a gingerbread house out of it.
I remember that, yeah.
Planning to make make some as Christmas gifts. What do you mean, like a genuine gingerbread house? Using the template to make the gingerbread?
No.
Oh, I was getting excited then for a second.
Although, do you know something?
You could.
There's no reason that you couldn't.
You could absolutely do that.
Because of the material of this, use a knife to just etch round it, pop it onto your gingerbread pastry.
Look at me coming up with the ideas.
Check you out, yeah.
Yeah, you could easily, couldn't you?
You could. Obviously, you would do them as, where you've got your score lines, I would then tend to, of course, do them as separate components. You're going to use your icing or that to glue them together.
You can build a gingerbread village!
You could.
Oh my goodness!
All right, JR. That wasn't JR from
Dallas.
That was JR from the wrestling.
Yeah.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Oh my goodness, Stone Cold!
He's just broken through the table. Yeah, you could make like a full-on gingerbread village. Look at me coming up with the ideas. You are welcome. Although we'll give that to Anne because she mentioned about the gingerbread house. But yeah, you absolutely could.
You
use
could
for that.
You absolutely could. No problem at all. Cracking idea. Absolute brilliant idea there.
Whoop whoop.
So on this stamp
Go me.
here, go you indeed. You know what you're going to be making this year for us all?
Yep.
Although don't worry for me, I don't like gingerbread, so
What?
you're okay. Yeah, don't.
What?
No.
You don't like gingerbread?
No.
What?
No.
I thought gingerbread isn't that a big Scottish thing? Gingerbread?
Shortbread.
Oh, shortbread. Yeah.
Yeah, bit of a difference.
Yeah. Shortbread nice. Gingerbread not so nice for you.
No.
Oh, I love gingerbread.
No, I didn't have the heart to tell Laura, Johnny. Yeah.
Who's that?
Producer Laura used to work here.
Yeah.
She loved gingerbread. There was a couple of times she made a couple of things to start off with.
Yes.
And I politely pretended that I was eating bits. Why I just didn't say? I just didn't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
Not that they would be hurt. She'd be, that's fine, no problem. But yeah, I don't like ginger. No.
It's one of those things. I wouldn't say it was my go-to kind of sweet snack. But if I'd have been here, I'd have been well up for a bit of
it's the taste,
bit of
it's the
gingerbread.
smell.
I love it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. What was I going to say? I was going to say something to you. Oh yes, that's what I was going to say to you. You've not said hello to the guys in the gallery yet.
Oh, neither I have.
No.
You do that, eh?
So you've got 15 minutes left. I just thought, because they're chatting away now, they're talking about ginger snaps and gingerbread and all things yummy. So I thought, if you want to, you can do it now.
Well, we better do it now, eh?
Yeah.
Afternoon, Charlotte.
Afternoon.
Afternoon, Johnny.
Afternoon.
Did you have a good
quick.
holiday?
Great holiday, thank you.
Yeah, you got to that mic quick.
Prepared.
Ah, you're prepared. Have you been hanging on there for like the last 45 minutes? Did the kids have a good time?
Yeah, it was brilliant, thank you.
Good, good. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
He's getting annoyed with you now.
Yeah, right, okay.
Shut up, Craig. Get on with it. Oh dear. He's come back with a bit of a tan anyway, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
Johnny. Yeah.
He's come up with a great tan.
Costa del Midlands or wherever he was. Costa del Soleil.
I don't know. I think they've been sneaking on an aeroplane somewhere.
Oh dear. Yeah, he's looking very good, very healthy. It was nice weather for it last week though, wasn't it? Cool, blimey.
I know he took the right week off, didn't he?
It's a good week.
Gorgeous weather.
A good week to be off. So you're putting together here, which one is this now?
Yeah.
Which one is this
I
now?
know. Oh, good demo this one, isn't it? So this one I'm using
Yeah.
is the thatched cottage.
Okay.
So this is the thatched cottage. Now what I'd done beforehand, when it comes to the stamp set, now these are great, big, sizable stamps that are going to enable you to create the workings, the texture of all the way round. So you've got your brickwork, actually you've got a couple of brickwork, stonework, you've got your woodwork in a couple of different ways. You've got your planks of wood as well. So on this one here, what I've done is using one of our light purples, I've gone round, obviously before I've assembled it, and I've stamped in columns all the way round, and you get this lovely kind of woodwork effect, which goes to show that you can be doing them in these sorts of colours. Don't just think of them as they have to be browns. You can be using them in all your different colours. And then what I'm going to do is, if I take, let's go for the windows. So I'm going to just stick these ones on instead of die cutting them through, because let's be honest, I've been faffing about too much that I'm running out of time. But what you've got is you've got all your different windows here that you can then be cutting out. So this actually, it cuts out of your card bin. So what you would do is before you assemble it, you would then pop your die on, die cut it out, and this is going to create all your little windows inside. It really is super fun.
Yeah.
So you can do the same here, but then what you've got is these different window configurations here. You might want to do them longer, and then, maybe have two sets together, one on top of the other. But then what you've also got is, you've got your doorway. So if I open this one here, but with this one, when it comes to the door, the left and the right hand side has a little score line. So what happens is when you cut this out, the doors open.
Oh, cool.
They're on little, kind of like little hinges.
Yeah.
Then we've got another doorway here, whereas it's like a half door and a couple of panes of glass that you've got here. Then you've also got the ability to then start to create all the thatching on the roof with these dies that you've got. So you would then just die cut these ones out and then just cut them to size, and you'd start to layer them on top of each other like the way that you do here. Or you can start to create maybe your own different style of roof. Lots of different ways that you can use them. And then last but not least, what you can also do as well, within one of the other die sets, you've got, how cool is it? I love this die. This is like fencing.
Oh, a little panel fencing, yeah.
It is, yeah. So you can have it so it's going all the way round.
Cute.
What you would do is assemble them together.
Yeah. Oh, love
to get that sort of effect. Now, I didn't take that long to make this one last night, but it goes to show, even in a short amount of time, like I did last night while I was watching the BAFTAs, you can see how well and how cute that works. Maybe some little bits of acetate behind there if you want to as well. You can expand on them, you can grow them if you want. This one is literally freehanding the top, and I use the main stencil as a guide, and then what I've done is I've just gone round with my scissors and freehand cut out to create that little shape here that you can see. But this is where, depending on the cardstock that you use, the colours, the styles, maybe you want to use your embossing folders or that, then you can create such really, really fun and really personalised image from the colours, the looks of them, depending, you might be, I would love one day, got this thing of either travelling in America, as you guys know, but also, after I've done that, just live in a little cottage. Really nice little quaint little cottage, something like the Vicar of Dibley or something. Do you know that sort of?
I can imagine you in a little cottage.
Yeah. I would like that one day at the end. Once I've done the travelling of America,
I'd love to
be able to do that at the end. The other end of my life. I'm still at the beginning of this one, but so yeah, you can do all these different things when it comes to these ones. But this is what's part of Monday Makers with Ben and Debbie. See the details on the screen coming up in a moment or two. It's your Country Village complete collection, 85 elements, $93.95 here in the UK, $105.75 for you guys stateside. This is where you're getting all of the stencils and the dies. So you can see there with that one set of dies, you get a multitude of them within that set. So you're getting loads and loads and loads. That's where your 85 elements come into play. And that is what is coming up in Monday Makers. 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time.
Lots of love for this collection, $93.95 or $105.75. There are smaller bundles available for that as well, which we will have a little look through for you later on. But I just think they're brilliant, whether you're getting them to create your own little Christmas village as little adornments, embellishments, for the home, whatever it might be. Loads of you loving the collections. Lots of chat as well about gingerbread on the socials right now. Lots of gingerbread dislikers. Just like you, Craig. Wendy is saying, I don't like gingerbread. Linda says, love gingerbread and ginger cookies. And Gilmore just saying, because obviously Craig was chatting about the gingerbread that Laura brought in, and he sort of pretended he liked it, but he didn't. Craig, I hope Laura isn't watching you, says Gilmore. Deborah just saying, I'm with you, Craig. I hate gingerbread and I hate the smell of it. Ginger, yuck. And then lots of chat about this great collection as well. In that last demo, Linda's saying, what a cute house, Craig. Rosalind said, those fences could also be used as railroad tracks. Love that. Great idea. And Dawn Braddock on Facebook saying, that is beautiful, Craig. You can see more of that a little bit later on Monday Makers. We will be showing you more of that collection and showing you the smaller bundles as well. And also during Monday Makers a little bit later on, we will be bringing you the Monday Mega Deal. And what's the Monday Mega Deal, I hear you cry? Well, I think Craig's going to tell us.
I am indeed. This is our Monday Mega Deal coming up on your screen right now. Totally Tiffany. This is Store and Go bag, 4-piece collection in here. So £28 here in the UK, $35 for you guys stateside. And every single one of you is getting 20% off. However, if you're in Club Inspire, you'll be paying even less than that. So look at all of those things that you could be storing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in and show you some of the things that you could be storing inside them as well. Is that the case, Johnny, is it? Wow. Totally Tiffany items, triple points.
How many?
Triple points. Not 1 point, Ben.
No.
Nope.
Not double.
Not double.
No.
Nope.
No.
Triple. Absolutely. So here we go. Let's have a wee quick look here. Now this is the sort of things, you don't get the contents, but you could be starting to store all your collections together, whether it is maybe the die sets from Sarah's Signature or maybe your Nature Garden. Of course, 12 by 12 won't fit in these ones, but these are good, sizable A4 at least sizes. So your pattern pads, maybe many of your craft kits, pop them all in here as well. Keep these nicely stored if you want to. And then it could be if you've got your old style, your wooden blocks of your stamps that you could be keeping them, because I know so many of you have still got them and you don't want to pass them off anywhere else. You want to keep them, store them within these ones here. But then maybe you've got your binders, so you're storing all your dies, your stamps on your magnetic sheets. Maybe you've got your son, your daughter, grandson, granddaughter at college, uni, school. They like to have everything divided and you want to give them one of these. Then of course you can do. Maybe you also like to do your cooking. Maybe you want to keep your recipe sheets and that in them. You can do it as well. We have them here at Crafters TV, from Totally Tiffany, under our brand now as well. But don't just think of paper crafting to be using them. You can be using them in so many ways around the house. Even things like, the garden shed for, the dad has maybe got some of his tools, or maybe, some of his measurement tools and that you could be storing in here. But you can, of course, wipe them over. They've got really, really good Velcro on each one as well. Hook and loops, whatever way that you want to call them. And good handles as well. And you'll have noticed, if you've got any of these in the past, that how sturdy these are, how well they are constructed, all the edges as well when they've come attached together. Just beautiful, perfect, usable set to be able to use throughout your house or your craft room or just in life in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be honest with this too. We're always after storage, aren't we? As far as crafters are concerned, right, Craig? Oh dear. We're always after storage. I'm glad you enjoyed Craig's little dance there. Yes, so this is a great way to get yourself organised. And actually, as we are heading out and about as well, put your legs away, man. As we are getting out and about as well, a great way to be able to transport all of your crafty goodies to wherever you're going, whether or not you're just crafting with friends at the bottom of the garden, or whatever it might be. £28 or $35 is the deal. It is your Monday mega deal, and we'll go through it in more detail a little bit later on. Well, that is just about it. Last 3 minutes or so. Going to wrap up. Tell us what's coming up for the rest of the day then, mister.
Didn't think this well from when I was sitting down, did I? No. Well, we'll have a look and see what's coming up on the remainder of the day. It's still the full day to go on Crafters TV. So we are going to be going forward now with Ben and Debbie Fisher, where they're going to be having a look at these. Build a Bouquet. This is on launch day, 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. That is, of course, launch day. Then, of course, what we've then got as well, we've got Monday Makers. So that is 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or 11 a.m. Pacific Time as well. So that's.
You see, if Charlotte was nice, she's doing it. I say Charlotte was nice. She'd zoom in a little bit to get your white legs out of the shot. There we go.
And you know what? And usually it wouldn't bother me, but because they're like drumstick lollies, they're like white on one side and red on the other, that's, there we go. My own fault anyway. This has been such a good show as well. Good way to start the week as well. Really, what have I got? Other than, I'm in all day Wednesday.
Yeah.
But Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, it's just, I say this now, just wake up call for me. Who knows what's going to happen in between those times as well. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm now going to be joining Sarah for the Facebook Live that she's doing later today for HSN. I'm going to be with her then, but I know you're going to have fun with Debbie.
I certainly will. I'm really looking forward to working with the fish once again. She's here, of course, with launch date, and of course later on Monday Makers. And the other thing to say about that, you might have just heard us talking about it, we've got the Gemini Pros later on for you as well, but there's not many left. So you might want to get in nice and early on those if those are top of your wish list, because they are going to go. Stock levels are low. So yeah, what a brilliant show. Big thank you to David, of course, David Garfield, who joined us a little bit earlier on. Loads of you with lots of lovely positive comments about him on Facebook and on YouTube, and no doubt we'll be seeing him again very soon. In fact, that's where I'm off to go now, to go and learn a bit more about fly fishing and also social media. So if you're following me or thinking about following me on Facebook and Instagram very soon, no doubt you're going to see a real difference in the quality of my output. I'm going to go and get some lessons off David.
There's been no one better to get some lessons. Of course, if you're not already following me, you can do it as well. Have a lovely rest of the day on Crafters TV. I will see you, if not for you guys stateside later on the Facebook Live with Sarah, I will see you right back here tomorrow where we're going to do it all over again. I think I'll put my dress shorts on though for tomorrow. Have a lovely day. See you then. Bye.
Bye.